Hey guys, do you want to know more about external costs more than just bot programming? Let's go down the rabbit hole real fast. So, I was talking to somebody today, and we are talking about their solution, which is pretty in depth. They need a fair amount of function involved. And we started talking about additional costs. So, there's the cost of the bot, software, maybe a little bit of programming. And then I started asking questions like, well, where do you want to store the data? So if the data is sensitive, I would recommend a third-party data provider like Microsoft Azure Cloud or Google Cloud or things of that nature in a database, right? You can't trip over sensitive data in a database. You actually have to go find it. You can trip over data in a spreadsheet, right? It's stored out on a Google Sheet. So we talked about that. We talked about server hosting. Maybe there's some back-end server functionality that's needed from a standpoint of, are there advanced functions that your bot can't do? Do you want to save data based on the conversation? Do you want to email it out, etc.? So really, right, we've got server hosting, we've got database hosting if you need it. Sometimes bots are hosted, sometimes there's a cost specifically for the bot, and sometimes there's custom programming that needs to be done to support the functionality that you want out of your bot. So here's the brass tacks. When you start talking to somebody about a bot that you want or a digital assistant that you want, and you start talking about the functionality that you want, if they're not asking you questions like, where do you want to securely store your data, and talking to you about additional costs, be prepared for a little bit of a surprise. Some of that hosting stuff can get a little bit cumbersome or a little bit expensive at times. But for now, start asking more questions. Start asking, hey, what are my residual costs? What are the costs that I'm going to have on a monthly basis on top of this? And you may find a solution out there like Bot Sheets. It's one time. You pay a fee one time. You connect it to a Google Sheet. You never have to worry about a cost again. But remember, Bot Sheets only basically answers FAQs and does a little bit of lead gen. So when you want advanced functionality, that's when you got to really start thinking about more and more costs. So hope that's helpful. You guys know how to interact with me down below. If you got any questions, let me know. We'll talk again soon.